Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Aries, the Emperor here. Just a quick mic check. Can you all hear me? Those of you in the chat right now. Can anyone confirm that you can hear me? All right, I guess we'll give it a few minutes then until someone comes in. I'm going to assume you guys can hear me then. All right. But welcome everyone. I hope you all are doing beautifully on this evening, this Sunday evening. Hit that like button as you come in. As promised, I did say, hi, Kalanda. Can you hear me? Hi, Michelle. Yay, I'm so glad you made it. But I just want to make sure. Okay, and you can hear me through the mic. Welcome from San Diego. Is it Asco Blanco? Okay, awesome. Okay, welcome, Chelsea. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, you guys, to the channel. Aries, the Emperor here. Hit that like button as you come in. I wanted to pop back on here. I did a live earlier, maybe around noonish. So go check that replay. Very, 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 very good message. I think that would resonate to all of us. So I wanted to cut to the evening as well and come on here and just chat with you guys for a little bit. Of course, we're going to read, but let's see. Let's see what's going on with you, Aries, as we are pushing through once again another transition. And I've said it and I'll say it again. Whatever you've been working on right now, whatever ladder you've been climbing, this is a reminder to continue to climb that ladder, because the next months to come, if you're putting in the right amount of work and consistency and discipline, by March, there is a payout for someone, for one of you, a lot of you, you know what I mean? Claim it, it's yours. But there is something significant to pay out for you to come. Okay. March 2026 is all I'm going to say. I'll see you when we get there. Okay. All right. But yeah. What is it, Aries? Why is there a prophecy on your name? Why do you feel so spoken to? Why is it so loud? Why do people's stares, feel like if they were able to melt you with their eyes, you could feel the fire in someone, you can feel the negativity, you can feel the positivity on them, right? So what is it that people are staring at when they see you? What are they feeling? What are they thinking? Let's jump into it. Let's have a little fun on this Sunday evening. I hope all of you guys are gearing up for the week ahead. I hope all of you guys hit the ground running. You can do it, Mr. Say So. You can definitely do it. All right, let's get started. I'm just going to randomly pull where I feel I need to pull, where Spirit is calling me, and whatever comes out, comes out. And you can just take it how it resonates. If you'd like to connect with me, all of my information is in the description box located down below. All right, let's get into it. I'm getting celestial energy. Spark. Okay. We have the spark between us, which is undeniable and visible to everyone around us. You are the miracle that dropped into my life and lit me from within. Look up at the stars tonight and know that I am under the same sky thinking about you. We are destined to be together for many lifetimes. We don't need to rush this love. Our love is eternal. Mhm. Aries. And how convenient for there to be, look at this, a spark. Who's the spark? You. I literally, this is an illustration. I love this. I'm so glad that this came out. So many meanings, especially symbolically. But spark, like that is what you are. That's what you give people. You give them a piece of magic. And it's something that you get to have and carry every single day. What do you know? If that's not beautiful, I don't know what is. Right. Because there's once upon a time, where fire was one thing where people could not, or it was definitely a luxury, or I wouldn't say a luxury, but definitely something of much importance. And it still is to this day. Right. So, but like I said, someone could look into your eyes and just get lost. Someone could look into your eyes and just see the magic within you, the spark within you, the literal flame that burns in your pupil. Is what someone can gather when they're gazing at you. Some people could even be afraid to look you in the eyes because you may have a nickname of like a soul snatcher is what I'm getting, type energy, because it's just like when you get in trouble as a kid, and the adult is like, I'm talking about mugging you down, like staring you down, and it's breaking you. You're just a kid. I'm just a kid, type energy here. But like, that's what you give people. That's what Aries is. It's that figure. It's not the father figure of the zodiac, but it's definitely the I'm gonna lay the law down like I am, or like I was your daddy, father figure type energy. You know what I mean? And that is very, there's something very domineering about that, whether it's masculine or feminine energy, and it's something that feels very safe about that. Everybody wants to feel protected. So I feel like people could stare into you and they can see that. They can feel that. You know what I mean? And especially for I'm getting like a divine masculine in my mind as well here, that like you give off that aura, and it's something that it's like seeing stars. Is, and just like another example as to how you guys are connected to the fire element, one of those things being, if you've ever heard of the northern lights, that comes from fire. It's a mixture of things, but fire is definitely a part of that combination. The aurora, um, even the what is it, the um, with stars, the hot core. There's an element of fire with that as well here. So, but like I mentioned, that itself is just the 4th of July type of energy. The fireworks, um, in the night sky. As I feel like people feel that with you. It's a very warming feeling, very fueling as well. Is I feel like love with you and relationships, real bonds with you are very fueling. That's why, when you fall out with people, the fallout could be big. And it's because of that, because there's so much passion and energy put into that. Just imagine a star exploding, how much energy it is out there, and hell, by what we're looking at, the stars, a lot of the stars in the sky, what we're looking at, they're not even there anymore. But that's how many light years that they are apart from us. You know what I mean? And I feel like that also could kind of be symbolic for you as well. Somebody just being too late because boom, you're not there anymore. You have exploded out of that and into something much bigger, a supernova type energy is what you bring in and what you coming with, and how spirit is trying to move you, and people are either going to have to get with it or get moved out of the way. You know what I mean? Because this is something that is even beyond you, especially with prophecy being put on your name. You're gonna be getting drugged and ran into all different types of things that you never even expected, or probably never even wanted on your plate. But hey, somebody's got to do it. Okay. And you just the one that carries the light. Welcome everybody to all of you guys who are just getting here. Hit that like button, show your girl some love, because they staring. We want to know why they staring at you, Aries. I know why. Our love is real. All right, so trust in us and in the guidance of the higher realm. Have faith that it is safe to love me as much as I love you. Our union is protected by angels, and we are destined to be together. Our love is true, divine, and unconditional, honey. Who is that? Oh, thank you. The only way for the super chat. Thank you so much. All right, shout out to you. Okay, we have, like I said here, our love is real. Like I said, Aries, like you are somebody, if unconditional, if you look unconditional up in the dictionary, your name should be right there next to it. You know, no lie, because you really, 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 from my observance and my experience with the Aries community, like unconditional love, like sometimes, you know, I be thinking when I connect with you guys, like just how big your hearts really are. And people know that. It don't take a psychic, a shaman, a rocket science to see that in you, to look in your eyes and see that you can understand where somebody else is coming from. You know what I mean? And care enough to not want to see them in that type of situation. But it's hard to judge whether or not, you know, they really want to help themselves, or just see how far you gonna go to help them. You know what I mean? So a lot of y'all could avoid eye contact and allowing people to stare and gaze into your eyes because of that. I don't blame you. You know, man, and you know what you have to offer is divine, and it is real. And it's not a dime a dozen. This shit is once in a lifetime. Until I see somebody that come back up to me and tell me that they back from the other side, I only know that we really get one, and especially in this physical right here. I don't know where we skipping to next. But like I said, fire is fire, and if you're not careful with it, it's either gonna spread or it's gonna blow out. All right, let's move forward. Let's see what else. What's T, Aries? Let's find out. Police. Some people can look at you, and I don't know, this could be an energy of maybe they judge you off of your looks, um, maybe off of your past, or maybe off of a certain demographic maybe that you once were connected to. Um, this could just be an energy of, um, it really depends. You know, some people could feel like, as far as with the police energy goes, like you are definitely somebody who, when they see you, they know that you not only follow the law, but just more so spiritual law, especially. is what this police energy gives. Like, I feel like somebody feels like when they look at you, it's not a fear as far as something physical, but more so of something spiritual, like a spiritual police, if that makes sense. And it's a fear enough to stop somebody in their tracks. Honestly, nobody wants the law in their business. Nobody wants to be hemmed up by the law. It's a lengthy process, just regardless of once you get in the system, all that type of stuff here. So I feel like this is like an energy where, where people may see what they see from you, but like I said, when they really get up close and personal, then they realize, yeah, I better shape up, because this person has the same look in their eyes that I have, if not, more of, uh, don't fuck with me. You don't want these types of problems type energy here. It could be a total drama show. That's why, like, people look at you and they know. It just depends whether it's a smile. Mm. Mhm. Yeah, bitch. You know what I mean? Or just flat out, don't play with me. Whatever. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You have a element of sass to you. For my feminines out there, and into my divine masculines, you are that figure. You are that him. You know what I mean? And that's camera worthy, on any level. You can't have a good movie without some shit blowing up or some type of drama filled love action. You know what I mean? All that comes from fire energy. Other than that, we'd be watching what? Yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't be interesting. And people know that. Like, I feel like you guys, you have an eye for talent. You have an eye for just beauty and aesthetics of all things out in the world. It doesn't matter, you know what I mean, where or where you are. You can be in the middle of a playground and come up with, ideas, a photo shoot for kids or just whatever. You look at something and you make it beauty. And that's what the world is. That's what we're supposed to be here doing. And people can see that, like, in your nature, in your style. I feel, and when you really get to come alive and show people your ideas, it makes them wonder even more. That opens up and gives them a preview to what's really ticking inside of you. You know what I mean? What your uh, uh, keeping space, as far as is within you. And that's beautiful to see. This person walking around, has thrust this from out of them into the world, just like this painting here behind me, it's beauty. And most importantly, it's you. And it goes beyond the physical, especially. And that's the most beautiful thing about it, because that's how you know it's spiritual. And that's what people see when they look at you. And it's so, because man, get my words together. Hit that like button as y'all come on in. It's Sunday, baby, knowing they fucked up. I love when this comes out. You give a look that it can be so disappointing, that makes people just, they may already feel like shit. And Aries, like, you can give them this look, that is just like, they know. Like, it's so disappointing, and to let you down, I feel like, is the worst part. Is just really how people feel. Some people, you could be dealing with people that can't look you in the eyes to this day because of things that they've done that they know that they were wrong for. whether you've forgiven them or not. Is it some people, they can't look you in the eye, they damn sure can't look themselves, in the eye. So, all right, y'all, let's get into this tarot and see what messages come out. That's enough oracle. Turn off the lights and light a candle. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Speaking of candles, I like my candle. All right, let's get into it, Aries. Why are people staring? Why? What are you looking at, Crosswatcher? What? Is there something on your face, Aries? Let's find out. All right, messages for the collective, Aries. All right, y'all, hit that like button. 108 in the chat, 64 likes. All right. Tower, Aries energy, okay? First card out. Like, what did I say here? Like I said, back to that police energy. Like, what do the police bring? If you do too much, baby, they bring in heavy artillery. Okay, they bring in the drama. All right, that's like I said, with the tower energy, that's pure fire. Like people could feel like you are somebody that if once they get entangled with you, like they can see it in their eyes that there's going to be some karmic level of toxicity, or that it's going to be just something that they won't forget. It's something they may walk away bruised and battered from, whether that's physical or verbal. It's a energy where some people may feel like that it's going, when you guys are done, that it's going something that's going to be come crashing down, or it's going to be something that is done. Like 9 times out of 10, when you sever ties, is it's just like people can feel this. And I also feel like, it's a really burning type of feeling and energy, is when you take yours away, and people can look in your eyes and no longer feel the love, even if the love is still there, even if, you may not display it as you once did. But at the same time, you just are that big of a person. And people fail to realize that, and but the love, like I said, is still there, but you still have that look to where people know, like, you're not playing around. This is very serious, whether you're not going back to that same space, and it's just that simple. It's with the look, and that's how powerful that you really can move. You really don't have to blow a lid, or get impatient, because you're able to read situations so easily, and people pick up on that as well, and they may watch and stare at you, and when you're in the action, and doing that. So, just think about that the next time somebody try and bring you out your body, out your face, to try and join them down at their level. You know what I mean? Because it's definitely not worth it. But that's what that tower energy gives. And that doesn't mean that you are somebody who is dangerous or a threat or toxic or karmic or whatever. It's you deal with, you like a reflection, like a mirror. You're gonna reflect back, most times what people, the energy that they give you. And you're not somebody that's just gonna go and blow below the belt either, not for fun. So we have the Queen of Pentacles to come out as well. This is Taurus energy. All right. So when seeing you, okay, people could see somebody who does well in life or has done well in life. People could see in you like there's a confidence, when they ask you something and you answer. People could also, see in your eyes like the genuineness. Like people can also just see in you just the helping hand that you are, and like there's just something about you, like you just people are comfortable with that, like you just know, and it's something that it's an energy that I feel like a lot of people, they go through life and they wake up, after it's being with you or seeing you, and they realize that this is something that they needed. It's something that they haven't maybe had in a long time, or maybe not even had at all, with the Ten of Swords. When people look into your eyes, like I say here, it's people know that for some reason, like they know that there's a time period, there's a timer ticking when it comes to you. Because Aries, you are so sure when it comes to the way you lay your energy around with people. It's like you will walk in a room and speak to only the people you fuck with. You know what I mean? And it shows. And that's no shade to anybody, but Aries will walk. It'll be a room full of people, and if you don't fool with that person or this person or whoever else over there, and you got to walk up in the place, you gonna dap up, hey girl, hug, what's up, my whatever, and whoever else, crickets. Okay. Ten of Swords, crickets. Ooh, you want to know how that eats people up? And you will look them right in their eyes. Yeah. And guess what? You want to know the difference? I just said you would look them right in their eyes. And what they doing? Throwing swords, throwing daggers. See, that's why your ass ain't get spoke to, cross watcher. Because this here tongue is powerful. And not, don't let me do too much. Especially on you. So, what do people see when they stare at you? The business. Fuck you, man. We birth emperors over here. Okay? Empresses over here. Okay? The Fool, Aries energy over here. Okay? Free to roam. Free to be who you want to be is what people see when they look at you. Oh, they know this one here. This one here is that energy. You got to look out for this one. And knowing that something even higher is looking out for this one is like I said, an even more plot twist to the beauty of you, Aries. You know what I mean? It's like the cat with 9 lives. You Ten of Swords me, hey, would you look at there? I'm on my way back up, honey. is what that full Aries energy is giving. You know what I mean? And it's a new day. It's a new dawn. And that's exactly what we all stepping into. When people see when they stare at you, man, they see you. They see something within themselves when they look at you. They see a piece of you that you still carry with you to this day, that they wish they could reach back down there in there and snatch out right now to this day, that they walk with within them, is what they see when they stare at you. A piece of you that is still just so fucking bright. So well lit and taken care of. In a condition that is above mint. Is what they see when they stare at you. Not confusion, not chaos. They see something that they really want to see within them and feel for them. What other messages, Spirit? Ooh, Seven of Swords. It actually came out in reverse. It kind of came out sideways. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to reshuffle. Because we want clear answers tonight, baby. And we got the Magician, Aries energy. So it really don't matter. You come this way, you're going to get sparked. Is what people see when they look at you. Like I said, some of y'all could scare people when they look at you. Like, people know. People see mystery when they look at you. There's like a mysticism. There's like when people look at you, it's like something that they know that about you that you don't share, you don't speak on. It's people look at you and they know that there's something you've gone through, you've seen, you've encountered, you've obtained, you've become a part of, you are just you come from. There's something that's very classified that people see within you, and they know they'll never be able to crack that code or to break into or say the right thing to even get you, because you're already on that, you're already on to them. And it's almost like people may see a disadvantage when they really actually look into your eyes and they really see what's really going on. And that's no discouragement as far as making anybody feel no better than anybody else. But the Magician is really going to make you go sit down for the rest of the day and make you think about a lot of shit, a lot of things. And that's what people could look at. You know, the way maybe that you've done and structured certain things in your life or areas you've paid more attention to than others have. People see that. People see somebody that's fun and charismatic when they see you. People see someone with individual style. We have temperance. Some people see someone who is soft. People see a crazy, beautiful balance. 30-30 on the timer. People see somebody to be like, but also compete against. We have the High Priestess. Some people find you and they see something in your eyes. Like I said, that makes them want to hate on you. You know, some people will stare at you and like I said, feel like that there's some reason that makes no sense as to why you may be doing better in life or looking like you're doing better in life. Somebody feels like that there's no way that this is just actually you making do with what you do and what you have. This is right here when somebody looks at you, they're looking at you as you are somebody who cheats or somebody who lies or somebody who keeps secrets about, like I said, like they're about the ways of you getting up, getting ahead, or just in general. your way around. Someone is, when they look at you, they're way too invested. They're trying to read you in things that you don't say. Certain facial expressions you may make, or certain pictures or things maybe on social media that you post, people are trying to look and dissect. And misdiagnose, might I add. People see a high priestess, a high priest when they look at you. People definitely see a change, a difference, a big difference in you when they look at you. People could look at you and see that you've changed the station, you've changed the channel, you've changed the frequency, you've changed the level, you've changed the speed, you switched the dial. What you say, palm trees and coconuts? Was I at the same party yesterday? Look, girl, I probably should have been, huh? Nah, I ain't been to no party. I've been hanging out with family. I've been hanging out with family. Hey, love, welcome. All right, messages for Aries. Two of Cups. When people stare at you, they're attracted to you. They see somebody they like to take out, ask out, get to know, date. People can visualize just themselves with you, or imagine what it would be like to be with you. You know, everybody daydreams, you know, whether it's somebody that once upon a time was a celebrity crush of some sort, or somebody in your class, or, you know what I mean? That sort of thing. It's an innocent thing. It's human nature, right? And I definitely feel like when people stare at you, you know, that's definitely thoughts that come across their minds. What do you know? Aries gang, Chuck Taylor. Hey, Jillian. Hey, Damo. Aries Creative Concepts. Hey, love, welcome. Thank you. John, welcome. Hey, y'all. Deshaun, Nika, everybody I mix. What is that? Is it M-Login X? Don't I ask you that every single time? We have the Knight of Wands, Leo energy, and the Moon, Pisces energy. Ooh, you test people's mental space, Aries. When people look at you, they question themselves. They question your connection. They question you. They question their dreams themselves, where they fit with you. Nine of Wands energy, when people look at you, is they see somebody who can run circles around them. They don't know if they can keep up. They're afraid, you know, it's certain things that they second guess themselves on when they look at you. And also, and when people look at you, like, I feel like people want to move fast with you. You may just have this type of energy, like the Temperance did come out. So this is somebody who can come off as so comfortable for you to just, it seems like you can just move right on in with this person. You know what I mean? And you check so many boxes. I've said it before and I'm gonna keep saying it. Like, people see that when they see you do the simplest things, that if you are somebody who is just of just a well-rounded individual, in as far as, you know, somebody who is they take care of their things, they value what they have, they value themselves. And especially, I feel like you carry yourself that way, and the small things that you do for other people, that, like, you'd be amazed. Like, you can easily make somebody a sandwich, and you'd be surprised, you know, at how grateful and the hospitality, you know, that they feel like that you gave them. And from there, what they're already thinking next, as far as, you know, you as a person. You know what I mean? It's a lot of times it really be that simple, you know, and people could see you do certain acts for other people, and in that with the moon energy, that can make them feel away. You know, it's like I've said before. Imagine being the called the golden goose, and then here comes Aries, some you, and all of a sudden, you know, the way you're doing it looks just a little bit more cooler, a little bit more safer. You know what I mean? That's going to make people feel away. All right. You may get a couple stares that you don't like. Aries, story of my life, right? Story of my life. I know how to give a few back. Trust, I'm the queen of the resting bitch face, baby. RBF, emperor over here. And I be in the best mood ever. But sometimes will not have a smile on my face. But that's because my mind be my mind that I be in. And we have that bad as Aries too, because we'll be in there. And people will be looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Like, you know, I'll randomly be walking in the store and somebody will walk up to me, and I can't stand it when they do it. I'm not even gonna lie. You need to smile. Like, get out of my face. Sometimes I be wanting to say, but because I be thinking of I be trying, I be in my zone. You know, and people just want to come in and do that type of thing. But all right, we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, Leo energy. So when people look at you, they see somebody that has worked. You know, a lot of you guys have been putting a lot of years, you know, started working at a very early age, and still pounding the pavement, you know, still putting that work in. And people can look at you and they can see that you are somebody that is worth it, worth keeping. Even if it is a situation where, you know, they have to cut ties or they're not able to keep a business relationship with you, or, you know, as keep you there as an employee or advisor or just anything of the sorts here. I definitely feel like you're somebody that you're gonna give it all, and people can look at you and right off the bat, you know, they look at that, they trust in that, and it's just like a handshake, a firm handshake is the look that people feel when they that they get from you. You know what I mean? And that Ten of Wands energy. 10 is the highest. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. That's a lot to take on. And even in the divine feminine energy, that's still something that you're able to handle just as a masculine Aries would be able to. You know what I mean? That's something naturally that you have within you. Like, so you see a lot of females that are just, I'm talking about bosses, and then especially like in the military field, and in courtrooms, you know, and out there in the police force, like out in the field, and just scientists and going into space and just doing all this front runner, just all type of people see that kick-ass type of energy in you, Aries, for sure. Masculine and feminine. Leaders. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy. People are seeing you as someone who is learning to take your time. All right, taste test it a little bit more, you know, before you decide that it's done. Let it simmer just a little bit longer. You know, people are starting to look at you and kind of see, you know, it's just the maturity in you, in your eyes. You know, it's just the like I said, the maturity, and not just as far as how you act, but it's just in your mannerisms and in your looks. Is just something that one thing is aligning and the next thing is following up behind it and the next thing is following up behind it, but it's more in a controlled type of manner. And one, like I said, where you have you have time to take your time and to really sit into something and see if this fits and if this works and if this is the right temperature, the right color, the right size, the right fit. Is what that Knight of Pentacles. So that when it, like I said here, when you're really ready and you're done, it's everything that you wanted and more. And that's what people see in you. Four Wands. It's coming together is what people see when they stare at you and when they look at you. You're coming together. You're not stuck. You're coming together. Okay? And that's the funnest part of the project, when it's coming together. Okay? So just don't let that pass you by. I feel like people look at you and they say that to themselves as well. There may be some things that you are sleeping on that can help you, can open you up, can introduce you a little bit more, put you out there a little bit more in ways that you're looking for, and whatever it is that you're trying to do or accomplish. You know what I'm saying? Take that criticism, because you are the fueler. You need that. You a fire. So you need all of that to keep feeding you. You know what I mean? It's up to you whether you make it negative or positive. But with this Four of Wands coming out, whether they pushing out negativity or not, you definitely picking that shit up, fueling it, and making it into a positive. Okay? Let's make that clear. That's what they see when they're looking at you. It's like when they look at you, they confused. Do they want the fun you? Or do they want you to take them to class? The hermit you. Look at here. I'll take a little bit of both for 500, Alex. Is it Noara? Noara? Hello. Hello, LSG. Hello, Devery. Messages for Aries, Spirit. Y'all hit that like button as y'all come in. Hey, Grace. All right, we have the 8 of Swords. Oh, people pity themselves when they look at you, Aries. I pity the fool. A little Booker T for your evening pleasure. 47 on the timer. The Empress. People see beauty when they stare at you. They get lost in that. It's just, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so we are all beautiful in our own specific, unique, special type of way, honey. And I feel like people see that, they know that. And when they say, like, what are the most good looking signs? Aries are among one, for sure. And I want to say Pisces. And there's another one. I can't remember the other one. It might be Libra. I'm not sure, but for sure. Or Scorpio, something like that. But Aries is definitely, for men and women. Aries, we're like top 5. I want to say, like, not number 1, number 2. But people see the beauty in you. You know what I mean? Here it's something that's definitely not commercial. It's something that, how they used to have to go and like scour deep in like rural cities, like in the country, sometimes certain talents. This is an old movie. I'm gonna take it back. Blue Chips. He was scouting, like going to all these backdoor Mississippi, Alabama type towns, looking for basketball players. These are kids, like 6'7"ers type kids, who live in plow hay and do stuff like that. And you got people who are already mated, who are bored with the nepo babies and the silver spooners and all that type of energy. They want to come and find what's real and what's raw, and they willing to come get you if you worth it type energy, Aries. And that's what you giving with this Empress. They willing. That's how good the Empress is at attracting. If they want you, they gonna get up and come get you. Hey, Sunflower Steph, welcome. But that's what you're giving. That's what people see. You worth it. You're worth getting up and coming to. You are worth apologizing to. You are really worth compromising, making amends. You are worth listening to. You are worth giving it to. You are worth you having it when people look at you. Sad thing is, shit, they know they are not worth having. They're not worth it. They're not there. And a lot of people don't want to know and feel and see and look and know that they're not there. And some of y'all could be a hard friend to be with. And I mean that so respectfully, because I have been that friend. The directness, the rawness, especially is telling people how a TI is and hurting people feelings sometimes. Especially having to say no. Being the bad guy and being okay with that. But you're going to feel a lot better down the road when you still got your respect and your morals and your dignity with you. Because one thing about you would want somebody to tell you the truth. Strength card, regardless. You're going to take it. And people know that. Like I said, it may be tough for people to be your friend with the strength card. But it's tough and it's still love, though. Ace of Pentacles here. When people look at you, or when people stare at you, they feel some type of everlasting fulfillment. They feel like what they didn't have. When they look at you, they feel like that there is so much more, or that they have so much more. People look at you, they see purity. It's a level of cleanliness. People can see you connecting to something beyond the physical realm. As Aries being the fire element, that is basically between the spiritual world and the physical realm. And that in being the Ace of Pentacles, I also feel like that's like you in currency, being able to cash that in. Like I said, it's like something people see, and when they see in your eyes that it's something that you have access to, like this currency that they cannot cash in. All right, we have the Knight of Cups, which is Scorpio energy. When people stare at you, ooh, especially if they're waiting on a decision from you, baby, they be sweating bullets on the inside. Just People want to look at you, Aries, because like I said, your gaze is how people feel like they can read you, and they know whether or not, if the connection is still there. They know whether or not if you're really pissed off at them. They know whether or not if they feel like you're lying to them, if you're holding something back. You know what I mean? It's like people, when you really hold people's heart. When people stare at you, they know this. When they look at you, they already know this. No question. You got it. And that's one of the hardest things. The moon energy. When people look at you, they could feel some level of deception. We have the Six of Cups, Scorpio energy. When people look at you, ooh, I'm missing you. Ooh, I'm missing you. I feel like that's what this moon and this Six of Cups is. When people look at you, they wonder, you still miss me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? Or I'm getting a dream, a simple fantasy that I wished was reality, that you'd come knocking at my door and we'd. Here it is right here, y'all. We have the Six of Cups, the Hanged Man, and the Moon. This is an energy of people wishing they could hypnotize you. Like people wish that they had whatever it is to weaken you, whatever it is to make you dream about them, whatever it is for you to put you in your your mental space, a part of your routine, a part of your life, a part of your plans. This is energies where people are, when they stare at you, they just wonder, like, how did it come to this? How did I get knocked out of this? You know, it's you really may be giving off an energy as well when people look at you that they're not able to read you. And that's really breaking them up and breaking them apart, whether they're speaking this out or not. You know what I mean? But this is an energy when people stare at you, they know mentally that this is something that this is something new here. This isn't like the old one. I'm talking about this is like an Apple update. When people when they stare at you, they got to reconfigure you. And at that point, I don't even think they can all the way 100% do that. So confusion. When people look at you, they may feel confusion. Queen of Wands, but I don't feel like that's your fault because the Queen of Wands is very direct. Queen of Swords, Gemini energy. Thank you, Noara. Thank you so much for that super chat. Queen of Swords. When people look at you, when people see you, excuse my French, they could say you're a bitch. They could say you're hard to get to. They can say that you stay away from certain people, you stay away from certain crowds, you stay away from people in general. You distance yourself is what people can say. People can say, look at you and tell that you have strong boundaries. People could look at you and be able to tell, baby, this is a hard club to get into. People can look at you and feel, I better be careful or else I might get cut. It's an energy where people, when they stare at you, they already know whether or not, if you know they've been moving foul. They don't even have to say it, because the Queen of Swords has a bird's eye view. She's looking. I see you. Literally is what the Queen of Swords in. She's in the clouds. $59.59 on the clock. Y'all been on here a whole hour going in on why people stare at you. The Emperor. That's why people stare at you. Because you big dog status. Because you big daddy status. Big Daddy Kane. Okay? The man with the plan. CEO. HNIC. HBIC. Head honcho. El Capitan. AKA Aries. That's why they stare at you. Because you in charge. And it's prophecy on your name. And I ain't got nothing else to say, y'all. I'm sat here and talked for an hour straight. I don't know if I've ever sat on here and done that. A little mango lemonade. Excuse me. You guys, and it's all natural. Mwah. I'm talking about, she made it with fresh mango, fresh lemons. Oh my God. Woo. Thank you, Monica, for that super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you to all of you guys for joining me on this evening. If you are just tuning in, just be sure to hit that replay. I've uploaded 2 lives today for you guys. I uploaded one earlier. So feel free to check them both out. I feel like they're very 2 very important messages for all of the Aries collective alike. And as always, I am always wishing you guys love and light. I hope you have not a good night, but I hope you have a good light. Okay. And always health, abundance, wealth. This is a new cycle that we are in, and this is a new beginning for us. And like I said, come March 26th, whatever it is that you're working on right now, stay in that thing. Keep working on that. Keep showing the universe that you want this, a piece of this that's already yours and already carved out. You just got to make your way to it. Just keep putting those signals out there and that energy out there and being who you know that you're supposed to be, and let that speak volumes over everything else that's trying to bring bullshit into your life. It's irrelevant. Okay? And we got this. You know what I mean? Always in that spirit, you got this, Aries. And I'm gonna catch y'all later. All right. I love you guys as always. Mwah. Ciao.